Okay, so once you clink, I was thinking link and click on the link for the starter file, you need to save it as a copy for yourself. And I'm going to rename this file Food Habits Project because that's what it is. Okay. And so now it is saved. Now it says Food Habits Project. So now I have a copy of it in my files and I can get to it again. The top part of the code of the starter file, you don't need to touch. It's supposed to be there. It gives all the libraries needed for Pyret to run with these spreadsheets and stuff like that. Okay. The part that we're going to be manipulating is down here. We're going to be adding two different things, but this specific tutorial is going to show you how to put your data that you collected on yourself into your Pyret program. Okay. So I have a sample one over here on the left side of the screen. First thing we need to do is change the name of this tab that's on the bottom left-hand side. So you can do that by clicking on the arrow and rename it. I am going to put Steph Food Habits Data. Okay, you can name it whatever you want. I would make it something easy to type, maybe not with a lot of spaces. Yeah, because we got to put it into our Pyret. So a simplified name is better, is preferred. Okay. All right. So once we've done that, we also need to get the sheet ID for this file. Okay. So I'm going to expand this so we can see it. Okay. So to find the spreadsheet ID, it's this crazy long number and letters, this entire thing. Okay. In between, like where after it says D and then it has the slash, it's all of those numbers and letters all the way until you get to the next slash and then you see the word edit. Okay. So that I need to copy that entire number because that is a specific ID for this particular spreadsheet that needs to get put into my Pyret code. Okay. So where it says my dash sheet equals load dash spreadsheet, and then there's a string, okay? And there's a hint here. It says the Google file ID of your spreadsheet. So I'm going to delete those words, leave the quotes, and I am going to paste. Oops, I accidentally deleted a quote. Okay, so I'm going to paste that super long number there, okay? I'm going to press save so that it'll save. Okay, the next thing we need to do is list the columns of our spreadsheet onto Pyret. Okay, so I am looking at the words that are on this very top row. Okay, that's the names of my columns. So in your spreadsheet, it's going to be this line here where it says my dash table equals load dash table and then list your columns with comma blah blah blah. Okay, so I am going to delete this right here where it says list your columns with commas, and then I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet and start typing what those columns say. And you have to make sure that it's exact. So if it's a capital letter, you need to include the capital letter in your list as you're doing it. Okay. So if you had labeled your things correctly, then it will look like mine. So date, time, snack dash name, taste, servings, calories, fat dash G, sodium dash mg, sugar dash g, cost, ingredients, and then I gotta scroll this over, y and healthy. So y and healthy. Okay. Now that you have that, the next thing we need to do is source the sheet. Okay. So we need to type in the name of the tab on the bottom left. Okay, so this is where like renaming it something simple. So I'm going to be using this part right here where it says Steph FH data. Okay, And I'm going to type it exactly like that in between those quotes. Oops, my cursor was in the wrong spot. There we go. I'm going to delete those. And then I'm going to type Steph. I have to put it as a capital. Steph. F-H. Yeah. Okay. And that's that. Make sure you save. All right, there's a couple other things that we need to change in our program. So first off, up here where it says My Sheet, I'm going to put My FH sheet, so that stands for My Food Habit Sheet. You can actually put whatever you want, but that makes sense in my brain. And then I am also going to change right here where it says My Dash Table. I'm going to put FH for Food Habits, so that's My Table. Okay. And then the other thing we need to add is where it has this XXX right here, we need to put the name that we put here. Okay, so my FH dash sheet, I am going to replace those X's with my FH dash sheet. And that is that. So make sure you press save. The other thing, you could leave this as my dash sample dash row, but I don't particularly like that name. I'll put my example 1, okay, because that'll be my first example, and then I'll put my example 2, and then make I need to change that part where it says my table, my FH dash table dot row dash n and 1. Okay, and so I need to make sure I add a FH right there. So you've got to make sure that this table right here that matches your what you named your table right here. Okay, so those need to match. You can add 3 examples if you want. My example 3 equals my FH table dot row dash n, and then let's say I wanted to go, I don't know, to like 13 and see. That'll be my third example. Okay. All right. Okay, so you want to test your program and press run. Okay. Mine's good, nothing showed up. So let's test this out. So I want to see what table pops up if I do my food habit FH dash table. Enter. Okay, so there's my table that pops up. It only has 3 rows, 3 lines of data in that particular table. Yours should have more. I only put in a couple examples just so I had a sheet to show you guys. Okay. And then let's try out some of the rows that I defined. So my example 1, and there you go. It shows that it shows the second line in my, yep. No, sorry. It shows the first line, which is row 0. Okay. All right, so it looks like my stuff is working.